The
The
eukaryotic
eukaryotic
cell.
Eukaryotic cell.
cell. Membrane. Membrane bouncer. The membrane is mostly made out of a phospholipid bilayer with proteins, carbohydrates, and cholesterol intercepted throughout. The membrane is basically the bodyguards at clubs, controlling who enters and leaves. The membranes are also the structure of the cell, meaning that without it, the cell would basically fall apart, and life wouldn't be possible. The membrane also understands how complex the cell is, so it tries its best in trying to organize everything through compartmentalization. The Golgi. Golgi apparatus, in our case, Santa Claus. The Golgi apparatus is basically the Santa Claus of the cell. It synthesizes carbohydrates, creates lysosomes, and plays a vital role in the communication and function of the cell. The Golgi apparatus is mostly a stack of flattened, membrane-enclosed sacs called cisternae. Golgi is also has an entry, cis phase, and an exit, trans phase. When the Golgi apparatus was first discovered, it was thought to be dirty intelligence. I would feel kind of disrespectful if I was discovered like that. The Golgi is also good at compartmentalizing that is called the cellular Amazon warehouse.
The control center, the nucleus. It's like the brain of the organelle, and it's located in the middle of the cells, and it's like in charge of everyone. It's like the big boss. It holds DNA. It regulates all the transport along with the growth and reproductions of the cells. The powerhouse of the cell, the mitochondria, otherwise known as the powerhouse of the cell, its purpose is creating ATP for energy of the cell and also assists with killing the other cells that are not needed.
The rough endoplastic reticulum. Unlike the smooth ER, the RER, rough endoplastic reticulum, has ribosomes in order to synthesize proteins by translating mRNA into polypeptides. Once peptides are synthesized, it enters the insides of the rough ER in order to be folded into a 3D shape. While in the RER, proteins are able to be modified so they could get sugars um, and other stuff. Once and as well, they check to see if every protein fit a certain bar and discarding any misfolded proteins. Once every protein has been either modified and checked, they're transferred through a vesicle, usually to the Golgi apparatus, cell membrane, or the outside of the cell, the lysosome. Lysosomes are the made of the eukaryotic cell. They clean up after the messy cells by producing the strongest enzymes to break it all down. They don't just clean, but they also repair any or old cells if a cell is damaged or if they find an unwanted virus, bacteria, and etc. They absorb it and commit cell death called apoptosis. So without the lysosome, the eukaryotic cell becomes a messy virus-filled place, which is no bueno.
The ribosome. So the ribosome is the factory where all the illegal but essential proteins are made. Ribosomes receive genetic instructions from the mRNA, orders from the higher ups, and strategically link amino acids in the correct order to build the proteins. Examples of proteins are enzymes. They speed up the chemical reactions for the eukaryotic cell operations. Structural proteins build and repair the eukaryotic cell's infrastructure. Signal proteins assist in communicating orders to other members or neighboring cells. Ribosomes can operate independently in the cytoplasm or attach itself to the rough ER to produce proteins to be exported out of the eukaryotic cell. The cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm is Lake Michigan containing water, salts, sugars, carbohydrates, etc. While it may seem slippery, it has a purpose. It is made to make it difficult for enemies to interfere with operations, as well as it produces structure for all organelles to thrive in. Bolts like vesicles and other molecules move throughout the cytoplasm. They often use docks or underground systems called the cytoskeletal to get to different areas of the eukaryotic cell, or to be transported out of the cell. Another site within the organelle is the metabolic process, home to many chemical reactions, such as the glycolysis. It is also contain glucose, fatty acids, and amino acids since they are used for cell operations. The lakes also include storage units for substances such as glycogen, lipids, vacuum units that store extra water, macromolecules, or ions for later usage. So if you come into contact, call 911 or your local physician for support. And if you catch any of them, you will receive a $1 million reward. That ends.